Okay, let us continue on. We were discussing about the Great Commission. And when Jesus sent the apostles out, he sent them out to proclaim the kingdom of God and to perform healing. So when we are speaking about the Great Commission, he's talking about rescuing people from the kingdom of darkness and bringing them into the kingdom of God. But this commission to proclaim the gospel of the kingdom isn't just about words. It is to be demonstrated by performing healing. So when we rescue them, we heal them because in the kingdom of darkness, we have sickness. When we bring people into the kingdom of God, they should be healed of their sickness. And part of proclaiming the kingdom of God is to perform healing.
सर हिंदी में आवाज नहीं आ रहा है.
So if Jesus told us to do all he commanded us, then who has the right to just pick which of his commands we are going to do? So even though we all have a different culture, from America, from Nepal, from Pakistan, we may all have a different culture, but we have to follow the commands of Jesus. One thing we can all agree upon is that we follow the commands of Jesus. So we see these scriptures, Matthew 28, verses 18 to 20, John 14, verse 12, Luke 9, verses 1 to 2. These are all scriptures that show us that we have been commissioned to heal by Jesus Christ. Now, many people will ask the question, who has been commissioned to heal? Just the 12 apostles? Some religions say that only the 12 apostles were given this ability to heal people. But Jesus first commissioned the 12 and sent them out to proclaim the gospel of the kingdom and to heal the sick. That's Matthew 10, verse 1. But then Jesus subsequently commissioned 70 people to perform the same ministry. And that's given in Luke chapter 10, verses 1 to 11, and verses 17 to 19. But let's look at the rest of the people that performed healing. Did it just stop with Jesus's ministry, or did it continue on? We see in Acts chapter 3, verse 6 to 8, that Peter and John healed the lame man at the gate of the temple. And then we see in Acts chapter 8, verse 7, we see that a deacon named Philip was able to cast out evil spirit and heal many people when he went to Samaria. Acts chapter 8. So we see even that a normal deacon in the church was able to perform healing and cast out demons. We see in Acts chapter 5, we see Peter, the apostle, healing many people. And then we see in Acts chapter 9 that a normal believer from the city of Damascus that we never heard about before, named Ananias, he healed Saul, who was blind, by laying his hands on him. And then we see in Acts chapter 14, we see Paul and Barnabas performing signs and wonders. And then if we look at the epistles of Paul, we find many unknown believers were doing works of power. And this is referenced in Galatians chapter 3, verse 5, 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 7 to 10. And we'll be going over 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 7 to 10 in a few weeks as we go through the gifts of the Spirit that are given out on the day of Pentecost. We saw the gifts released. So if we think that Jesus' commands were limited to the original 12 apostles, we make a terrible mistake. So many religions, because they weren't experiencing healing, they developed a theology that said that all of these gifts, all of the healing stopped with the original 12 apostles when they died. And now they relegate the healing to just that era and leave us to only apply spiritual commands like that we should love one another.